How's wedding planning? Is it fun?
So you asked.
Woman, the Emmy-winning journalist, tied the knot with Amazon founder Jeff Bezos in a private ceremony in Italy.
This story has it all. Love, power, and a twist that could shake the worlds of fashion, Hollywood, and media to their core. The most expensive wedding of the decade wasn't just a celebration, it was a high-stakes chess move. A move so calculated, it could shift the balance of fashion, Hollywood, and even the global media empire. At the center of it all, Jeff Bezos, the man who built Amazon from a garage, now accused of trying to buy Vogue magazine. Not for business, not for profit, but for love. And in the very same year he said, "I do" in Venice, sources claim Bezos quietly set his sights on influencing one of the most legendary movie franchises of all time. Tonight, we uncover the 3 explosive chapters of Bezos' 2025 saga. The wedding that shook the world, the scandals he couldn't escape, and the billionaire gambles that could make or break his legacy. Stick around till the end, because the final twist, it's the kind of billionaire secret they never wanted you to hear. But before we get into all the juicy details, don't forget to smash that like button and stick around, because the last few minutes of this story, they're the kind of billionaire secrets that usually never see the light of day. June 26 to 28, 2025. Venice, city of lovers, of masquerade, of history. But for one 3-day weekend, it became the private playground of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez. Their multi-day extravaganza drew superstars and drew fire. Estimated to cost between $46.5 million and $55.6 million, it was so lavish it became shorthand for billionaire excess. And this wasn't just a wedding, it was a statement. They called it the wedding of the century. The venue? The legendary Venetian Arsenal and the serene Basilica of San Giorgio Maggiore. This wasn't just any wedding, it was staged like a masterpiece. Historic venues turned into glimmering sets, super yachts lined the canals, and gondolas glided beneath ancient bridges lit by candlelight. A-list royalty joined the festivities. Celebrities like Oprah Winfrey, Kim and Khloe Kardashian, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Brady, and Bill Gates flew in for the celebration. Venice didn't just marvel, it also revolted. While Bezos' friends toasted inside, protesters organized under slogans like "Eat the Rich" and "Bezos out of the lagoon," decrying the event as proof that a floating city is being commandeered by the ultra-wealthy. They chanted about wealth inequality, corporate power, and the environmental footprint of such an event. It was the perfect image of 2 worlds colliding, luxury behind closed doors, anger in the streets. The no gifts rule that raised eyebrows. Every guest received the same instruction, no gifts. At first it seemed humble and refreshing even, but whispers in Venice suggested another motive, that Bezos didn't want any gesture to overshadow a rumored gift of his own, one so big it could shake the media industry itself. Press access? Denied. Even the most powerful news outlets in the world were locked out. The narrative was controlled with surgical precision. Guests were instructed to forego phones at receptions. Visuals floated out only via carefully vetted insiders, not paparazzi. Lauren Sanchez's Dolce & Gabbana wedding gown, reportedly inspired by Sophia Loren, was revealed exclusively via Vogue, with Vogue being the sole outlet granted lens access. And for many, that begged the question, what didn't Bezos want us to see? Yet despite, or maybe because of the secrecy, the wedding became the most talked about event of 2025. The Vogue acquisition rumor. In late July 2025, just before the wedding, the fashion industry erupted with whispers. Jeff Bezos was allegedly in talks to acquire Vogue magazine, one of the most influential fashion publications in the world. Not for Amazon, not for strategic gain, but as a personal gift to his new bride, Lauren Sánchez. Sources pointed out to Anna Wintour, who's recently stepping down as editor-in-chief after 37 years, as possibly brokering the deal. The twist? He wasn't buying it for himself. He was allegedly buying it for Lauren Sánchez as a wedding gift. Think about it. Controlling the crown jewel of fashion media, gifted to his new wife. The power implications were staggering. Bezos publicly denied the rumor in a single statement. There is no truth to these claims. I am not buying Vogue. But insiders told a different story, claiming exploratory talks had in fact taken place. Whether they fell apart or were paused for strategic reasons, we may never know. And just when the Vogue rumor started to fade, another one took its place. The Vogue rumor wasn't the only one lighting matchsticks in Tinseltown. Then, another rumor surfaced. As the Vogue buzz simmered, another rumor bubbled up. Lauren Sánchez was allegedly being considered for a role in the next James Bond film. Now, casting rumors happen all the time. But the twist? Speculation that Bezos was using his vast network and investment reach to nudge the process. But nothing verified. Casting talk is notoriously murky. Was this just speculation? A PR plant? Or another move in a game of media chess? For some, it was harmless speculation. For others, it was yet another example of billionaires pulling strings in industries where they hold no official role. Between Vogue and Hollywood whispers, critics began questioning, was this about love or influence? Owning a fashion Bible, influencing blockbuster casting, marrying in a city of global history and culture. It painted the picture of a couple not just in love, but in the middle of a calculated consolidation of soft power. Between tangled whispers of fashion media control and blockbuster power plays in Hollywood, the picture of this couple emerged. Not just in love, but consolidating soft power across industries. Even in the middle of the scandal, life kept moving for Bezos. Within the extravagance, there was a rare glimpse of raw humanity. Amid the extravagance and speculation, a different truth emerged, one of grief, ambition, and the enduring question, what does a billionaire do with all that power? During the festivities, Bezos paused to honor his late mother, Jacqueline Bezos, who passed away earlier in 2025. Guests described the tribute as one of the most emotional moments, a poignant contrast to the glitzy display around it. After their Venetian odyssey, Bezos and Sánchez whisked off to Cabo San Lucas, captured relaxing aboard yachts and soaking in more sun. Photographers captured them relaxing on luxury yachts, but the couple seemed unfazed, smiling for cameras and leaning into their new life together. Glamorous, yes, but for some critics, tone-deaf given that just days earlier protesters were chanting outside. While tabloids focused on the wedding, Bezos' space company Blue Origin made history. In 2025, they launched the first fully reusable heavy-lift rocket, capable of carrying over 6 passengers aboard its New Shepard rocket, marking the 14th human spaceflight in that program. It was a breakthrough in commercial space travel and another jewel in Bezos' crown. But even this victory was met with skepticism. Should billionaires be racing to space while ignoring crises on Earth? While Bezos was cementing power on Earth, his rockets were ascending to new heights, further expanding his reach and legacy. By the end of 2025, whispers were back. Not about weddings, not about movies, but about something more ambiguous. A potential new political move. Multiple sources claimed Bezos had been quietly meeting with former world leaders and high-ranking diplomats, hinting at ambitions beyond business. A possible pivot toward global diplomacy or political influence. Was he preparing for a media empire that could sway elections? A role in global diplomacy? Or something even bigger? Is this just ambition? A move toward establishing a media and influence empire that transcends business? One thing's certain, Jeff Bezos' 2025 wasn't just a love story. It was the first move in a much bigger game. And there you have it, a billionaire wedding that was about more than love, a media-shaking rumor, a tear-stained tribute, a leap to space, and whispers of political power. But the real question is, what comes next? Will Jeff Bezos finally step into the world of politics? Will Lauren Sánchez become the face of a global media empire? Or will a new scandal pull the curtain back even further? One thing's for sure, this story isn't over. And when the next chapter drops, you'll want to be the first to know. So if you enjoy diving into the secrets they don't want you to hear, hit that like button, share this video with someone who loves a little billionaire drama, and don't forget to subscribe because the truth, it's always stranger and juicier than fiction. And trust me, the tea we're serving in the next video will make this look tame.